my journey, this experience is, story is, the heart is the master key to meet God. If we look at the whole mankind religious history, again and again and again God is saying to these religious people, to religion and to religious people, you worship me, you make many conditions in your religion, but your heart is far away from me. So God spoke in the Old Testament. You all worship, you all conditions. I feel distance, dislike it. Because you worship, that's what I say. You worship who you have forgotten. So if in the religious history of Christian and also even Islam, that if you would not bring the fruit, then God will give the blessing to strange nation. So what is mean is by fruit. Fruit mean that we should come to know the deepest value in our heart about God. And God should be our first everlasting love in our whole life, in every decision. Whatever we do in our lifetime, He should be main, original, essential purpose in our life. That's what the Creator is asking. God do not want to become our second love, third love, or fourth love, or fifth love. He wants to be our first love, everlasting love. Whole life loyalty, last breath belong to this love. Why God is saying such a thing? When people can ask this question. Many people also can say, God is a God of If your God is a God, selfish God, or you have an arrogant God, or your God wants power over us, we don't want to love this God. I love my family first, my children first, my relative first, and etc. on and on. Yes, we can do that. Because when God created life, He created life out of love. So life took a birth because of love. So we have forgotten our real home. So what God is here saying, this is very important point for all mankind who want to make argument. That even God do not want to enter in your heart without your permission. He gave you so much freedoms. He gave you so much freedom in your body, in your thought, in your mind. He gave you so much freedom in your universal awareness. He gave you conscience. With your own conscience, you decide who is your first love, second love, third love, fourth love, last love. He gave you emotion, heart. You should decide if your first love is woman, or for woman, man, your children, or whatever. God let it in your hand. And then you have one spirit, which blind people cannot see. So God saying that all instrument what you have, I gave you as a gift to you. It means you can misuse this keys and your love. You can decide if you would like to go the way of your own self-centered ways, which is the ways of darkness, or you like to go the way to the light, where God says that light doesn't exist in eternal life everlasting light, but it exists when someone have give and take in love with me. So, in this love, light, spark or explosion comes. So let's go a little bit more further but backward. God could create human creation, angel, other creation, and he could put such a principle that in his own creation there was no choices, but we love him as a computer, a robot. There should be principle power like a nature grow, tree grow, but I have no choices that. But there are principle inside. But why he did not put this principle force inside of us? That's a question rise. Because his creative being, angel, jinn, human, all other creations, who he provides those keys of awareness and give the spirit. Here he left totally freedoms that why he left all those kind of freedoms, which I explained. Your body, your mind, your awareness, universal consciousness, your conscious emotion for your spirit. Because when God in the dark eternity have a love, and he gave birth to life, but there was no one to take it. Therefore, the all keys which I mentioned right now, 6 instruments, this animal don't have actually this awareness. They are million year gowns, but they have a limitation of awareness. We never saw one monkey became pilot, one donkey became professor, because this spirit and this instrument, its growth is only this creation being who has spirit. Of course, when the animal goes and die, you can see them in spiritual world, but their awareness are limited. So God says, I will create it my image like a God had this key which He gave it to us. God wanted to give these 6 keys to His images. It can be all those creation, angel and human being, who have these all 6 keys, and finally have spirit. These are the image of God actually. But even here God never forced. Religious history proven God was guiding, but He asked mankind, Adam, you decide. You want to go in the ways you're self-centered, which lead you in darkness, or you want to go the way where you can enter in your spirit light. But this will be your choices. He gives this absolute freedom. So you can make your spirit whatever you wish. You can make a monster filled with darkness. Or you can grow in the umbrella and spiritual growth, the love of God, and response God. This love back for which God have created human being, angel, jinn, and on and on and on, many creations. So the critical point is, original true source where life and love began this is a God actually. It doesn't begin by angel or other high creation. Original true source clearly begin with a birth to place life and love by God. And God gave you these 6 keys that you can use these 6 keys to reach your purpose of life. One example, when you go rent a car, the owner make a video and show you there is no scratch in this car. That's the way he want back. You cannot put one dent accident and then bring this car and he say, here's your car. It doesn't work. He let you rent this car and he says, I make a full tank gas and when you come back, you have to make a full tank. So you can use this car, full tank mean your energy, your power of your body, power of your mind, power of universal consciousness, power of conscience, power of your emotion. And you can take this journey and you can reach your journey where your spirit can live forever and everlasting, filled with light. But light itself is not existing, but this is in the love of God. So phenomena begin that when you bring the car back to owner, car have full accident, looks ugly. You did not put the gas, so your time limit is gone on earth. And this car symbolizes your spirit, in which looks ugly, monster, dark. And you don't recognize your own spirit. In this life, you make many makeup, many operations for your face and your body that you look beautiful. But everlasting beauty is in the purpose of life to become like a God. So your spirit have endless freedom, universal cosmos freedom, that you can travel with the lighting of spirit, or you can be travel transcends the time and space. But in this case, you need a light of God. This nobody can give you. Not your partner, wife, not your children. Even you are a richest man. What is a good for richest man? You can gain all the world fortune, and your spirit look like a monster, ugly. And you have to live forever with your spirit. Life after death, in pain and suffering, unsecure, in dark places. Question is, who created this darkness? God? No. Not at all. He has no concept to create such a thing. You create it. Now, life after death, there are countless dimensions. Trillion dimensions. And you go in one strange dimension where your dark spirit end up. Your wife, your partner go someplace else. Another dark dimension. Depend on how she lived. If she came to know the purpose, spiritual purpose in her life, that why this time on earth is so important. Your children go someplace else according to their spirit, depend on how the spirit looks. If you are spiritual open, then you can see now even how your spirit looks. For example, in our movement, many people saw maybe they looked externally beautiful, but they saw their spirit was sick, ugly, and don't have this beauty what they have now. So it means everlasting beauty is not a body, but the spirit actually. So your power you cannot take with you. Your possession you cannot take with you. Your loved one, your partner, nobody will be buried in your place. So you came alone, you go alone. Only this timing which is in between birth to death is the most valuable time. What you want to make it out of your body, out of your universal mind, out of your universal consciousness, out of your conscience and heart. But you want to make it out for your spirit. So what is in the love of God is, purpose of life is that you receive in love relationship such a light which give you universal freedom. You can be any place with this your light. This light give you inner peace which you cannot buy in this life and life after death. This peace no even angel or other high creation can give you. This peace comes only true peace, forever lasting peace, while give and take with God in love. There is no one who can give you guarantee endless love. But give and take with God your spirit will have such a shining light, because light comes out of love with give and take with God. It's not existing in spiritual life. And this light will be expressed that you are such a spirit who came to know the value of your Creator. You came to know your spiritual purpose. So this is all true happiness, true universal freedom, endless love. All what you can have, it is in the light of which you receive by God. And light doesn't exist but in the love of God. So in life after death, 99.9% let's say 99%. Spirit asking those spirit who have a shining light, where you got this light? Can we buy this light? But light cannot buy and love cannot buy. This light came out because give and take with God love. So even life after death, they are in darkness, pain, suffering, sorrow. What they are going through, fear, unsecure. But they still are not interested in God in those dimensions. They say where we can buy light. They think if we have money, we can buy light. We can buy love. You can have in this life, when you have money, you can buy sex, but not in love. You can buy medicine, but not a health. You can buy a house, but not a home. So this phenomena open up life after death. If this is true, no. This phenomena can open up on this earth. When we have a give and take with God, the purpose of life, and come to know why God created us. What is the will of God? That we can find our spiritual everlasting happiness. Glückseligkeit. Give and take with God, our spiritual senses can be open up. When the spiritual senses open up, we can see our spirit, how our spirit looks. We can be external very beautiful. We will be shocked that our spirit looks very ugly, dark. So it's no guarantee that somebody is here beautiful, handsome. He is going to be continue beautiful and handsome in spiritual life. No, that's not true. I have seen most beautiful Hollywood, Bollywood movie actor, men and women. External they looks beautiful and handsome, but their spirit was looking so dark like a monster, ugly. So the everlasting beauty of spirit is the love and the light of God. At this point, religion and religious founder did not put emphasis and reminding mankind and put this issue more stress. But there was a few Messiah, prophet, for example Jesus, who says, I do not know where the Bible, but about in Matthew is written, when his follower asked him among one of 12, let me bury my father and then I will walk with you for the will of God. He did not allow him to bury his father. On the other hand, he says something very astonished. He says, let the dead bury dead. It means his father was dead. But the people who went there to bury him, Jesus calling also dead. So let all these dead people, let them bury the dead. I mean, there's a one person is dead, other was alive. But in the eyes of Jesus, they are also dead. He could see that they is a question of time. Even they are living physically, but they have no truth, no light, no love of God. And when they die, they're going to be into such a places, downfall places, which we call death. And Jesus said to his follower, don't waste your time. Come with me for the will of God. So it means we can be live physically, but it does not mean that our mind is life, our universal consciousness is life. If our conscience is life, or our heart is, emotion is life, or our spirit is, we are not able to see. So physical means that we take those purpose where mankind came from dust and they go back to dust. This is not a purpose of God. So mostly population, they say, my body, I decide. Yes, you can decide. My body, my will. Yes, you can do it. Your body, your will. And 99%, 9.99 they do. They are running marathon for the material world. They are running only for possession, power, take over mankind, and they want to rule them as a dictator, as an emperor. Minority rules the majority. You can do everything. You can have a most beautiful woman can have more handsome man. Everything is possible. But what you are doing for your spirit, who will live forever, the spirit, which is your gift, which was given by God, to live forever. Glückseligkeit with spiritual. You're killing the spirit. So you are the worst enemy for your own spirit. You are the worst enemy for your own partner. Because your own children. Because you did not give them valuable purpose of life. You left them same marathon of material world and they lost this opportunity to become enlightenment. Otherwise they would be able to see themselves that they sit down on the wrong train or we sit down on the wrong horse. You can be atheist, you can be secular society. You can be religious. One of the member of the religion world and make out of fear worshipping God, but it don't give you any benefit, God says. Your spiritual, your physical worshipping exercise, you're practicing in the religion, just as a superficial. God don't need it because your heart is far away from God. And you think, I'm a Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm Jewish, I'm Hindu, I'm Buddhist, whatever. Only worshipping my life at time of death, my Messiah, my Prophet will save me. And because I'm worshipping those exercises, I will enter in paradise. That's a very wrong concept, very false, ugly, darkful concept. God did not create it, mankind for worshipping and meditation. You can do million-year meditation, billion-year yoga, trillion-year autogate training, but it doesn't, it only physically has no connection with eternal value actually. So when your body dies, the end of the energy of body actually. What you have given to your spirit, nothing, but only filled with darkness. So all religion, they are holding their Bible, Quran, very high, and they're saying, shouting, we have the final truth. We have perfect truth. Truth is not enough to hear. Truth is also to realize in your life that what is a purpose, where we come from, why I am here, what shall I do in my one lifetime, that I can reach the purpose which give me benefit forever in eternal life. When we are spiritual open, we come to know where I come from. We can see trillion and beyond trillion year where my spirit was living. Why God gave me this physical life that our body can speed up. That's what I'm telling. Speed up to help the spirit to grow. And where will be my destination? When we are spiritual open, when we have a journey for the will of God, we can see our destination also, life after that. Until this point, I make you warm up. Now let's take my journey I'd like to share with you. There was a 3 o'clock night. And I was very much longing missing God. And I was asking God to give me this awareness. Give me this mind which can have true thinking in you, so my mind should not be in darkness and roasted. Give me universal awareness, consciousness, so I can resurrect it as a universal. And I can see that life after death, or in this life, I can observe things which physical eyes cannot observe. I was praying, shedding tears, that let you love the one inside of me. I don't want to die as a blind man. Let have my conscience on this state to make a right decision for long-term relationship for my spirit, not a short-term, and I make my spirit monster. And I was crying. I was sobbing. Let me have my love connected with you so I can fulfill the purpose why you give birth to life. And when you give the birth to life, love was the subject where life came secondly. So while I was praying, I saw my material roof was blown up. And I saw universal light of God, but far beyond, like you see stars actually. Then I saw my body open up and my spirit came, and I saw crystal blue spirit, and this my heart was coming also science wave like a heart, and it was giving the signal to this universal cosmos godlight. You can call this thing also funk when you find your connection. So here was coming crystal blue heart, and it was going in the eternal life. And this spark of this blue heart, it was crossing this material cosmos, entering in spiritual life. And I was sitting on my place. And was crossing the material universe, and was bringing this eternal eternity, this sub light, which is a God, was pulling to my heart actually. It means my heart has so much power that wave was going and was pulling God's light as a magneting and giving sign to God that in His eternal eternity, someone is so much loving God, someone is like, have a value like a God. So this magnet of I saw myself, crystal blue heart, it was going in eternal light, not a one heart, but it was going like a trillion, very high speed. And there was a gravitating God in eternal life. And then God's light was pulling, and God came to know there is someone in human creation who's sending this strong, this spark, this light, and God's light was pulling, attractive to this billion heart. I saw even the crystal blue heart was going from my heart like a radiation. I saw like it was coming out from here, trillion and trillion heart actually, crystal blue. And then God's light and my light was meeting one meeting point, and magneting me cross the many eternity. And it was such an intercourse between God's light and the light which God given to me. And my all instrument, universal mind, universal consciousness, universal conscious emotion, and my spirit. There was almost meeting in one meeting point with God. And this body, it is a short-term body, but it has great value to speed up your spiritual growth. For example, if you live 80 years in this life or 70, it will be very similar, like a 30 million year in spiritual life. So in the life after death, spiritual world, time is slow. Many people say time is not existing. That's not true. Time is not only existing for those spirits who have a intensive, great, crystal blue light of God or golden light. Otherwise, time is very slow. It takes billion, trillion years for spirit to grow. That's why God created this physical universe and created our body so we can grow quick. But look what we are doing with our body. We are using this our body for so many material purposes, with our own wishes, our own marathons, My body, my will. Look what we are doing with our body to use such a way we are destroying all the instrument and spirit which will live forever, free in eternal life. So when we have a darkness in our spirit, it is like it's so hard to have a movement like 100 or 110-year-old woman or man when they walk with sticks. Every step which they take is so painful. So where universal life begins, your spirit is so dark and monster. Every step in darkness, it takes so much time. So when this my blue light and crystal blue light heart here was sending the messages, blue crystal heart to God, its speed was so much like a billion coming from my heart, and it's going like you send on this earth short message service, WhatsApp, SMS, save my soul for the material world and let me kill my spirit forever. Short message service, save my soul. But on long term, we don't want to save our soul. We forget this. God is the subject of this soul where the spark are coming, which gave us everlasting life actually. So while this spark, this wave of heart was going billion from my heart, it did not took even few seconds even that my spirit more crystal light of God. You have vertical light, golden blue. You can be transcend the time and space. You can cross the whole eternities. So heart is the master key, which is emotion. You can be shortest way any part of the universe with your spirit, and you can be shortest way if you have light any part of eternities. So I want to share this. Then afterward my spirit was crossing. And it went away that lighting speed even have limitation. Lighting speed need in this material universe, it need a time, speed, lighting speed, and space actually. But spirit in the light of God, it don't need a light speed and timing and space. Blink of the eye, this can be any place wish. Even God, light has so much power that you can be in past, you can be in future, but what this light of God is bring the past and future in the present time. So when I was meeting God, cross those paradise, cross those heaven, crossing those eternity, because one eternity ended up like a dark hole, and then new life began. God saw me, I saw God. And our heavenly parents, I call them, God is should be our heavenly parents, our father, our mother. Say to me, O Zahid, O everlasting Messiah, and my heart, share this journey, share this observation to human creation. Or wherever creation you go and they are not growing, share with them. So they come to know the value of heart, they come to know the value of God, and when they come true value of God, there will be new heavens. I mean, mankind gonna live living relationship with God. In this case, when we live living relationship with God, visible reality of God, God says there will be no sickness, no accident, no bad luck. Child will live by born and will live healthy 100 years. But this time period will be only to grow spiritually. And death, right now, death, it's ruling mankind, but then death will lose its own power actually. And this we call, for this purpose, God created life and God created love actually. And I share with you this observation, my journey, and how all details which I saw, I share with you. So stop your material journey. Of course, mankind have ambition. God don't stop this ambition. If they want to become rich, but if they want to come only rich for themselves, then they are dry desert. If they want to become rich, to help God family, help mankind, then they are great. If they want to have a power, that's the original ambition. But if they have a power, whatever in our time, politics, then it means they should serve mankind and give them benefit. Not to have a power and misuse this power for their selfish purpose. This causes you to enter in the hell. It doesn't matter which age we are living. If we are living warlord age, dictator age, emperor age, king, minority rule the majority. Yes. Or if we are living in the political age, but all in timing is one thing very clear. Anything self-centered means your spirit will be everlasting, hungry and thirsty. And the reason is you have used all those wonderful ambition only for your selfish purposes. And here I like to end up my this last night journey and what I saw.